we're going to be looking at our newest truck. This is our 2020 Ram 3500 Cummins. This is my dad's new truck, and I've been itching to make a review video about it, so this is going to be awesome. What's the first thing you notice about this truck when you see it? Well, for me, it's the lift kit. So let's dig into that. Now, I'm not so sure how high it's lifted. It's kind of hard to tell on these new 5th gens. They sit up so high. So I'd say that's probably a 4-inch lift, but it could be more. I don't know. It's somewhere between a 4 and a 6. It sits up pretty high. It's just, like I said, it's hard to tell on these new 5th gens. Running some beautiful Fox shocks on this lift kit. Next thing you notice are the massive wheels and tires. So we're running 20-inch fuel wheels. Looks really good. And then some 35 by 12.5 Aturo Trail Blade MTs. Pretty sweet looking. It all comes together. That looks really good on a 2020 Cummins. For the front bumper here, we're running a Frontier front bumper. It's very similar to the Ranch Hand, but it's a little bit cheaper. And quality-wise, I'd say it's just as good. Very, very durable, very strong, solid bumpers. And it is a Frontier bumper for the rear as well. Also looks pretty nice. Here it is, the heart of the beast, the 6.7 liter Cummins turbo diesel engine, producing 370 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque. Now moving on to the interior of the truck, I gotta say, hats off to Ram. They've done a really nice job on the interior of these new trucks. I believe this is the Tradesman or the SLT. I'm thinking it's the SLT because most Tradesmen I see have the really little screen there. This has the 8-inch, I believe. So that's a little bit nicer than most Tradesmen I've seen. So I'm assuming this is the SLT, which is still very similar, but still it's a very nice interior package. I really like it. Have our push button. You gotta hold the brake while you do it. I always forget. There it is. Love this. That is awesome. Let's see. Turn the radio off. Don't want any copyright issues. All the different things you can do here. That's pretty cool. Fuel economy, vehicle info, and I just love that. Love the big touch screen. You got a lot of things you can do with this. Your apps, backup camera. See, this is pretty cool. Oh yeah, you can zoom in. That really helps when connecting a trailer. Really comes in nice and handy. So lots of things you can do with this. Really nice. And the radio system in this truck, the speakers sound amazing. The bass is amazing. It sounds really good, which is, you know, I didn't expect it to be that great in a stock truck, especially a lower package, a lower trim package. But the radio system sounds amazing, especially with some bass. Really nice sounding truck. See, down here you got trailer brake, tow haul. That is for the rear sensor. It's nice to turn that off when backing up to the trailer. Always forget to do that. Here you have your 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low, 2-wheel drive. I really like how they have the button system now. In the 4th gen that we had, they had just one of those little shifter things on the floor, and it was always getting stuck, or, you know, all kinds of stuff, shifting. You couldn't quite get it to click between 4 high and 4 low, so you'd have a problem there. These buttons are really nice. I really like that. So for the interior of this truck, I'd say this is amazing. I'm really impressed with the interior of this truck. The sun is shining right in my face. I cannot see a dang thing. But we are on our little dirt road right now, heading off the ranch. And man, I gotta say, these Fox shocks are they're impressive. This being a 3500 1-ton, this is a big heavy truck, and it is not meant to go off-roading. This is for towing, and it goes over these bumps pretty good. These Fox shocks really they make it feel like an amazing ride. Really nice. Very impressed with these Fox shocks. And just sitting in this truck, you're sitting up so high, man, it feels really nice driving this truck. I can only really compare this truck to my dad's last truck, which was a 2015 Ram 2500 Cummins. It was the Tradesman, and it was a nice truck. It was a really nice truck. I like that truck. But this truck, oh man, there's no comparison. This truck is just amazing. I am in love with this truck. And as far as towing goes, we could tow a lot with that 3/4 ton. But this truck, man, there's such a big difference. We haven't really even been able to put anything on a trailer that this truck couldn't tow with ease. The towing capacity of this truck is insane. It's 30,000 pounds. That is a lot of weight. That's pretty crazy. And I cannot remember what the payload is. I'll have to edit that in later, but I'm sure that's pretty crazy too. As far as the things we have towed with this truck, we've towed 4 yards of dirt in our dump trailer, and it towed it like nothing. You could hardly even feel it. Which in our 4th gen 3/4 ton, it could tow it too, of course. Still a Cummins, it can still tow a lot, but it's just how sturdy this truck is. And part of that is probably because of the fact that it's a dually. It is more stable, so you can tow some very heavy trailers and you can still feel fairly stable going at high speeds. As far as fuel mileage, I'm getting 10.8 right now, which is actually a little bit lower than we have been getting. We have been getting in 12.5 area, sometimes even up to 13. So not really sure why we're at 10.8 right now. That's usually about what we get when we're hauling, but we don't have any trailers on it right now, so we'll see if it gets better as we go along. Now, as far as how the power feels between driving this truck and the 4th gen 2500, it's pretty big difference, honestly. Now, the 4th gen was tuned, it had some tuning done, and I think it added like 70 horsepower to it. So that truck had lots of power. I mean, that truck, if you put your foot down, it didn't matter how fast you were going, that truck would just take off. You could be going 80, 85 down the interstate, and you put your foot down and that truck goes. The truck had an endless amount of power. Now, this truck doesn't have any tuning, doesn't have anything. This is a completely stock Cummins. So it doesn't have as much power on the high end as the last truck did. But it's really interesting with this truck is it doesn't have near as much turbo lag. The 4th gen had a lot of turbo lag. You know, put your foot down, the red light, have to wait a second, and then you take off like a jet. This one, it does not have near as much turbo lag, which I like. I like that quick response. This one, it's impressive, really. Compared to most diesels I've driven, this truck, you put your foot down and it goes. It feels really good. And still, it has a lot of power. This truck has no shortage in power. You put your foot down and this truck will go. those Fox shocks really feel nice when you get out on the road. It is a huge difference from the last truck, how smooth this truck drives. I mean, it's amazing. Feels like you're just floating on a big cloud. It is such a comfortable ride. I love Fox shocks. They do an amazing job. They are a little bit pricey, but they work. The 4th gen had Rancho shocks on it, had brand new Rancho shocks on it when we traded it in for this. And they were better than the stock shocks, but they don't compare anywhere near these Fox shocks. And the 3/4 ton rides generally better than the 1 ton. It's not as big and heavy of a truck, and its suspension's not quite as beefy or stiff as the 1 tons. But these Fox shocks feel so nice to drive. Hey, we're at 10.9 miles per gallon. We went up 1 mile per gallon. 1 point. Yay. Oh, guys, I just realized this whole time I've been driving, it hasn't been on miles per hour. When I was messing with all the controls, I had it to the kilometers or whatever that km is. I don't know. And so I've been going super slow thinking, man, how does this feel like 60 miles per hour? Yeah, there's the miles per hour. So, yeah, definitely don't want to get that mixed up. I was wondering why everybody was driving behind me riding my butt. I was like, what's wrong with everybody today? That explains it. Alright guys, here's the acceleration. Get up here, wait for it to turn to 70 miles per hour, and we'll stomp on it. There's my review for the 2020 Ram 3500 Cummins dually. Pretty sweet truck. Really nice truck. So there's KB Studios Trucks. See y'all in the next video.